All right, good morning. Happy Friday, everybody. How is everybody doing? I'll take a minute here to get some people on, get this out, and then we will get started. Crazy, crazy week. Crazy week. If you watch this or if you jump on, let me know where you're at. I want to start. I gotta give a shout out to Mrs. HMG. We went to Vegas this past weekend, celebrate our 5 years. So happy anniversary to Mrs. HMG. Appreciate you, dear. She's at work right now, but I'm sure she'll get a hold of this. Mr. Willis, my good friend, how are you, brother? Always good to see you on here, man. Appreciate you. Great stuff coming up. Yeah, so I'll start there. 5 years. This guy, crazy. It was a good trip. Vegas has changed though since the last time I was there. So many things have changed in Vegas. It's just not the same. Not the same. Not necessarily a bad thing per se. I think there's obviously more building going on there. One of the things that we did see while we were there was the Tropicana come down. That's where the new uh, baseball stadium is going to be right there on the strip. I don't think they thought it through though, because like when we're Ubering everywhere, we were asking a lot of the Uber drivers, like, what are your thoughts on the new stadium, like right across the street from the MGM? And everybody's like, where are they going to park? There's nowhere to park. It wasn't thought out very well, was the consensus of it. And then F1 racing, the Indy cars, last year was their first year. This year, um, they've taken over the entire strip. They shut down Vegas for like 3 days, or they shut the strip down for like 3 days for this IndyCar race, and nobody's happy about it. Small businesses lose money and whatnot. And again, this is just the consensus. Asking the Uber drivers and some of the local businesses that we uh, went to, and some of the local restaurants off the strip, we asked them, how is this affecting your guys' business? And they say we lose money because of the F1 racing. So like the casinos on the strip make money, but they shut the strip down at night for the race. So it's pretty interesting, and you can't walk into a store in Vegas now without seeing like F1 racing stuff. It's pretty interesting. And then we caught a show while we were there, so that was nice. But we're back at it. We were eager to get back just because of everything that's been going on around the rest of the country. We're still talking with friends down in North Carolina as they clean up down there, and then obviously everything that's happened in Florida this week with what is it, Hurricane Milton. It's just, yeah, it's been crazy. So happy to be back. This will probably be kind of a shorter show this week, but I do want to make an announcement. We got a new website that's going to be launching here very shortly. Probably, I would say before Thanksgiving. So stay tuned for that. We're getting an entire new facelift. So I'm pretty excited about it. It's been a long time coming. So make sure you check out all the shows at heroesmediagroup.com. Again, go to heroesmediagroup.com. You can check them out. If you're watching this, share it, save it, leave a comment, and yeah, let's get started. I mentioned, been a crazy week, busy week nonetheless. Last night was how many people saw the Northern Lights last night? so you can see it from a whole bunch of different states, and I guess they were saying you could see it like all the way down to the uh, central part of Texas, I think. Um, but if you've never seen the Northern Lights, it's absolutely beautiful. But let's get into the big topics here this week. The hurricane. It's been a buildup, happened, and then it hits landfall. And I believe I was told this morning, talking to a contact that lives down there. I got a lot of friends and family that live in the Florida area. I was talking with a dear friend of mine, and she said by the time it hit Sarasota, it was like a category 2 or 3. Very, very windy. Didn't get a lot of damage. A lot of trees are down. Everybody lost power. And they're working on getting the power back up. In the Tampa area. If you're on the social media platforms, one of the big stories going around on social media, at least Instagram is where I saw it, is who was it? Lieutenant Dan. They nicknamed him Lieutenant Dan, and he was on a sailboat and he was tied off just across the street from Tampa Hospital there, and they tried to get him out, and he was very adamant that he was going to stay, and he survived. They did a thing on him this morning early, and it looked pretty good. Tampa looked better. They were opening downtown Tampa today. Um, but I guess there's obviously after hurricane the winds like that, a lot of debris. So there's a lot of pickup. Talking with friends that are down there, they said that everything's good. They're all good. They're just waiting for tree services to get removed. Trees are down. Some new roofs have to be redone, but no flooding, thank God, and whatnot. So it's I'm thank God that the storm wasn't as bad as they were predicting um, in a lot of the areas down there. So to those of you, we got a lot of people that watch this show. They're not able to watch it right now. I know the internet's still down as of 6 a.m. this morning. When I was talking to my friend down there, she said that they're out of internet. We're going to have her on this morning, but no internet still. So there's a lot of stuff that's still going on down there in Florida. We got to get supplies down there. North Carolina still, yeah. Just if and those of you that are thinking about going down there or whatnot, there's a lot of you can't get into a lot of these areas. You got to be approved to go into some of these areas. So find different organizations that are down there right now. I know Save Our Allies is an organization, a nonprofit that's down there right in North Carolina helping out. Florida's getting people going down there. Just do what you can. Keep these people in your prayers. And if you got people in these areas, call them often, check on them to make sure they're all right. What else? Let me see here. Couple. I didn't have a whole lot this week for articles because it was a hurricane and everything like that. But one of the things I did find was North Carolina approves modifications to voting locations. The North Carolina Board of Elections unanimously approved a plan to modify in-person early voting locations following the hurricane. According to ABC 11, local station down there, the modifications will also involve provisions that range from modifying early voting sites to schedules to allowing for additional locations for voters to drop off their absentee ballots. Excuse me. Board of Elections General Counsel Paul Fox said that the resolution allows, quote, county boards by bipartisan majority vote to appoint election officials who are registered in the other counties to appoint emergency election day assistants to reassign poll workers to different locations, end quote. Found that to be interesting. We should see how that goes. It sounds like a positive. We will see. So let's see what happens there. And I kind of figured, like, was wondering what was going to happen with the elections and all this cleanup after these hurricanes. So it's good that they're doing something there. Over on the IG, Brent, good morning to you. How are you, sir? Thank you for jumping on. Appreciate you. Another hack happened. Another hack happened. Um, Heather Elizabeth, good morning, sis. How are you? China reportedly hacked Verizon, AT&T, Lumen Technologies. China has reported that it had hacked a U.S. broadband providers, according to a report from the Wall Street Journal. The attack, attributed to a group Salt Typhoon, targeted Verizon, AT&T, and Lumen Technologies, formerly known as CenturyLink. The cyber attack may have allowed, I like how they put may have allowed, hackers to access, quote, information systems the federal government uses for court authorized network wiretapping requests. I don't know why I find that funny. I do for some reason. Maybe just because I'm a little bit sick in the head. Wall Street Journal wrote, so the hackers have held access to network infrastructure used to cooperate with lawful U.S. requests for communication data, according to the people familiar with this matter. Well, I'm curious if there was any unlawful stuff that they found. Anyway, Brandon Wales, former executive director at the DHS's Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, told the Washington Post, this has the hallmarks of an espionage campaign, one with potential deep access to the most important communication companies in the country, adding the impacts are potentially staggering. Why did I find this so interesting? I don't know. Probably because it was a hack, and I almost feel like this is what do I want to say? I sometimes I see stuff like this and I think, this is the right hand, shiny object, because I don't want you to see what the left hand is doing. Are we surprised that China's hacking into our systems? No, it's been happening for a while. My question is, why aren't we doing something about it? And if we are doing something about it, report on that. Anyway, happy Friday, everybody. That's moving on. I want to just touch base on something real quick with the hurricanes and all the relief stuff that's going on. Keep everybody in your prayers, one, but two, careful what you consume off the internet and off the news. It's we've been. I've always said that the mainstream media is the people's enemy. And I stand by that statement. I think our mainstream media is crap. And I'm saying that for both sides. I don't care if you're on left, right, down the middle. It doesn't matter. It's both sides are doing it. And it's crap. Everybody's got an agenda, and it needs to stop. Now you have social media, and you got a lot of people with their, your cell phones, and they're out taking pictures and doing videos and posting that and putting their twist on it. You got to be careful, because some of the videos that are out there that they're covering some of these events are AI generated. They're not real. I'm not the biggest fan of FEMA either. You hear people like, oh, FEMA's not doing this, that, and the other thing. And there's a lot of truth. They're not doing, in my opinion, I don't think they're doing as much as they should be doing or could be doing. But they are doing something. And a lot of these organizations that are coming down will take, I'm not going to name any, some of the bigger ones, I'll say, nonprofit organizations, they're saying, oh, these nonprofits are getting, passing out food and stuff. Well, those nonprofits get a lot of funding from FEMA and whatnot to pass out those supplies and stuff like that. So there's stuff being done. And again, I'm not a fan of the government or a lot of these government organizations, but things are getting done. I'm saying all of this because it's important that we watch what we consume. on the internet, on TV, on the radio, on social media. You got to be careful because there's a lot of crap being thrown, and you're going to believe what you want to believe. And I'm not telling you not to believe one thing or the other. I'm asking you to do your homework, really research it, and put the puzzle pieces together that way. I'll say it like that. All right, enough about that. Listen, like I said, this is probably going to be a short show today. We're going to make it one. New show on the network. Let's talk about the shows. Again, you can check out all the new shows that are coming to HMG. Simply go to heroesmediagroup.com and stay tuned because we have some new shows coming up in November, and we got a new website that we're doing right now. If you are a podcaster out there and you're looking for a home, you want to grow your listenership, or you need help with production or whatnot, give us a call, shoot us an email, drop us a message, let us know. Let's get on the phone call. Let's get on a call and talk about what we can do for you. Same thing with authors out there. You guys are looking to turn your book into an audiobook. We specialize in that. Let me know what we can do. Leave us a message. I appreciate everybody being on here today that are on this live. Thank you for those that share this later on in the weekend. So let's start talking about some of the shows that we have on the network. We have a new show on the network called Faith, Valor, and Growth. And this was their very first episode that they put out. It's called Healing Through Christ and Recovery. Host Dominic Licata and Jason, a.k.a. J-Mac. This is their premiere episode, and they dive into the essence of their podcast name, Faith, Valor, and Growth. These two guys, they're United States Marine Corps veterans. We don't hold that against them. Absolutely great episode, but they talk about their struggle with faith, addiction, and finding purpose and transformation through Christ. This was a pretty cool episode. So, Travis, appreciate you jumping on, brother. Thank you. Absolutely. Now, this Faith, Valor, Growth, they're on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and of course, Heroes Media Group. You can check them out. In this very first episode, you can listen to as they discuss spiritual and mental battles they faced, highlighting the importance of rigorous honesty, surrender, and the courage to grow. J-Mac actually opens up in this episode about the power of love and faith overcoming life's challenges. Together, they aim to provide valuable insights of holistic recovery, spirituality, emotionally, and financially. This is a show that everybody's going to want to pay attention to. It's absolutely amazing. These two guys are great, and we're honored to have them on the network. It's called Faith, Valor, and Growth. New show here on HMG. Next up, Because Bikers Matter podcast. Before I get into this one, I do need to go back to my Vegas trip here just a little bit. I got to sit down with the legend himself, David, a.k.a. Vegas Schumann. We met up in Vegas, and he came down, had a cigar, and sat down, got to hang out for a couple hours. So, David, if you watch this, thank you, man. It was great finally seeing you face to face. This week, Because Bikers Matter podcast, special guest Jerry Fryman from Back Roads of Appalachia. The conversation begins with Jay sharing his background growing up in New Jersey before moving to Eastern Kentucky, where he developed a deep connection to the region and its culture. Jay then discusses his father's military service and how it influenced his own path, including the love for motorcycles, which began at a very young age with a Honda 50 gifted by his dad. That's pretty cool. Jay then elaborates on his passion for motorcycles, establishment of the Back Roads of Appalachia. It's a nonprofit organization aimed at promoting economic development through motorsports, tourism, in Central Appalachian region. Really cool episode. It's called Because Bikers Matter podcast. Check it out. Gene, what's up, brother? How you doing? Appreciate you jumping on, my friend. Keep an eye on that guy. I'll tell you that right now. Next up, we got Homefront Sit Rep podcast. This week, Ruck It Up for Warriors with Scott Frederberg. I hope I said that right. Their organization, Ruck It Up for Warriors, goal is to help eliminate veteran suicide by bringing awareness to high numbers of veterans who commit suicide each and every day. Ruck It Up for Warriors holds fundraisers to give back to existing veteran PTSD organizations. Homefront Sit Rep, they do a couple of episodes each week, Sunday, Monday, and they're going to be adding on some more shows later on during the week as well. So make sure you check them out. You can check them out live every Sunday and Monday night here on HMG or their Facebook page. Homefront Sit Rep podcast. Check it out. Next up, we got the Strategic Veteran. This week, special guest, Colonel David Fivecoat. Together, Adam and the Colonel talk about and they explore their transition from the military to entrepreneurship, leadership lessons, and building grit. David reflects on his 24-year career in the Army with deployments to Iraq, Afghanistan, Kosovo. He also talks about his journey founding Fivecoat Consulting. Pretty cool episode. Check it out. It's called The Strategic Veteran. What do we got next? Next up, Patriots Inside the Wire. This week, the show is featuring two remarkable Gold Star fathers of the Afghan 13, as well as the commissioner and a Texas guest, to emphasize the respect and recognition that Gold Star families deserve. This was a very heartfelt episode that happened. This show does 2 lives, Monday nights and Wednesday nights as well. Patriots Inside the Wire. Go check it out. Next up, we got Bump in the Road. I love this. Andrea Valley's life was a picture perfect on the outside. A lucrative career, a beautiful home, and a loving family. Yet in 2007, financial crash hit. Her world crumbled, revealing true happiness is not found in material wealth. I think that's probably something we can all take note from, right? Her story takes us through the pain and financial loss, the betrayal of a partner, and a daunting task of rebuilding her life from scratch. But it's not just a tale of struggle. It's a narrative filled with moments of profound insight and spiritual awakening. This episode isn't just about the fall and rise of one woman. It's a testament to the human spirit's ability to transcend adversity. It's about finding joy and love in the most unexpected places and learning to live authentically without the weight of our stories. This is a cool episode. It's called Bump in the Road. Check it out. Next up, we got the Arms Room Show, the OG show of HMG. They do a show new episode every Monday at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. This week, they got Michael from Walk the Talk America about improving your mental health. Check it out and make sure you follow them on Instagram, the Arms Room Show. Next up, Misfit Nation podcast, another show that does multiple shows throughout the week. This week, we're hitting it up with the Tuesday crew, and they have Mark Casper of Tech for Troops. Tech for Troops empowers under-resourced veterans and their families by providing sustainable, lifelong digital skills back through training, education, and technology. This is a really cool episode. Tech for Troops, make sure you go check them out. And this week's episode was from the Misfit Nation podcast. Check it out. Next up, we got Label Free podcast with our gal Deanna. This week, she is talking with, I hope I say this right, Ariel Cabell, known for her roles in iconic series such as The Gilmore Girls, The Vampire Diaries, and 50 Shades of Grey. Ariel shares her journey into acting, starting at the age of 14, moving to Los Angeles at 17, where she landed her first job on The Gilmore Girls. She then reflects the importance of having a supportive team and in the cooperative, competitive landscape of Hollywood, and expresses her gratitude for all the opportunities that she has. She also talks about her next series that she has coming up with Rescue High Surf, and gives a little teaser for a Super Bowl special featuring Navy SEALs and underwater explosions this week. That's on this week's episode, excuse me, called Label Free Podcast. Check it out. Next up, we got your 6 at 6 with the People's Patriot Project every Sunday night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. They go live. You can find them here on HMG's Facebook page. You can also see on their channels, the People's Patriot Project. It's kind of a round table. They got veteran musicians that come on. They do great stuff. And I also love what they do. They have they do like their form of a weekly wrap up is called the weekly debrief. And they got WeP3 Radio as well. So make sure you check it out. It's a great organization, the People's Patriot Project. Next up, The Other Side of the Firewall. I love this show. You learn a lot from the IT perspective, and I've learned a lot about cybersecurity. Host Ryan Williams Sr. And Shannon Tyers discuss the latest trends in cybersecurity, focusing on human element in data breaches. This is one you want to pay attention to. Excuse me. They explore the findings from Verizon's 2024 data breach investigation report, highlighting that 68% of the breaches involved a miscellaneous human element. The conversation dives into the challenges faced by small businesses in implementing robust cybersecurity measures and the importance of effective cyber awareness training. They also emphasize the need for a culture of security within organizations and discuss the barriers to the entry in the cybersecurity field. If you're not into cybersecurity, because I'm not a tech guy, but I've learned so much from Ryan. He's a good dude. And you're really starting to see like what this is going to look like 3, 5, 10, 15 years down the road from now. If you don't have a cybersecurity stuff in place. I mean, we're already at a threat with it, breaches with their cell phones, breaches with the banks and whatnot. So something needs to be done about it. Learn about it. Check it out. It's called The Other Side of the Firewall. Next up, we got the Joel Evans Show. This week, Judson Beniz, an award-winning urologist and sexual medicine expert, talks about his prolonged protocol aimed at enhancing male sexual health. They discuss the science behind male enhancement, the importance of blood flow, and the role of nitric oxide and PRP in improving erectile function. Judson shares sights on conversational approaches to male enhancement, to psychological aspects of size and function, and the significance of maintaining overall male health. The conversation also touches on Judson's book, The 21st Century Man, and the ongoing research in the field of sexual health. Pretty interesting episode. You can check it out. It's called The Joel Evans Show. What do we got next? Last, we got Chasing Happiness. Ryan sits down with Greg Rosner, who brings a wealth of experience from the financial sector. Today, or this week, they're peeling back the layers of embracing an abundance mindset and how to make it work for you. Cool episode. Check it out. It's called Chasing Happiness. Well, Andrea, good morning to you. How are you? I appreciate you jumping on. Thank you. Thank you. I was just talking about you guys over there at the People's Patriot Project. Good stuff. Andrea, who do you guys have on coming up this Sunday? Why don't you leave a comment below and give everybody a teaser of what they can expect this Sunday. Hey, shout out to our partners. Been blessed to work with these organizations for quite a long time. And I want to say thank you to my tax fella, my man Anthony Moriello, does our taxes, our bookkeeping over there. Great organization. Also, Forget Genetics, my buddy Barry, who's up here in Pennsylvania, actually. Veteran owned business, Forget Genetics. If you are a an avid deer hunter, this is the product that you want out in your woods. Check it out, forgetgenetics.com. Also, shout out to Jim Neary's Live Bait and Tackle. It's where I get all my fishing gear, most of it at least, and tips and trades and whatnot. And I love going down there to fish in the Aquatio Reservoir down there. So if you get a chance, check out. If you're ever in southern Lancaster County, go to Jim Neary's Live Bait and Tackle. You will not be sorry. Warriors on the Water LTD, another great nonprofit organization taking veterans and first responders out on the water to catch that big one. Motorcycle safety lawyers. Come on. That's what I got to say. If you ride a motorcycle, they need to be on your speed dial. Seriously, check it out. This is a great organization. JB Auto Clothiers, another veteran-owned business. They do bespoke suits made to measure right to you. Custom made to measure suits, shirts. They're getting into ties. They do sport coats, the whole nine. You got to love them. Check them out on Facebook, JB Auto Clothiers. And then last is certainly not least, our sister company, HMG Beverage. I haven't been promoting the coffee and stuff here on the live show for quite a while, and it's because we've just been busy with it. And so I appreciate all of our customers out there. But if you're interested, go check out hmgbeverage.com, or you can go to hmgcoffee.com. Try the Kickstart or the Brazilian. That's what we got right now. They're both great. I love them. We drink them. So check it out. That's it. That's all I got for today's weekly wrap up. But before I let you go and before you guys hang up, let me say this real quick. We live in a world full of chaos, right? And a lot of it is a mindset. We get chaotic. Sometimes it's chaotic because of the stuff that we consume. And I know it sounds like I'm beating a dead horse, but I really think it's important to say it that, just be careful with what it is that you consume. Don't believe everything you hear. Don't believe everything you see. Hell, I've even said here with the stuff that I share, like the news articles that you guys see me do every week. It attracted me. It's something that I find interesting. You don't have to take my word. Do the research. You don't have to agree with me. We can agree to disagree. I'm fine with that. Let's spark conversation. HMG, I want this. This has been more of a positive type of network over the years. So I've been told, and I've been blessed to work with so many great people and so many shows over the years on this. Let's keep this a positive platform. And that being said, if you have a positive story, we want to hear about it. Tag us. If you got a positive story that you post about, tag us in it at Heroes Media GRP. In fact, I'm going to put it right here in the comments right now so everybody get it. Tag us in your post. Hopefully that'll go. Boom, there it goes. Let us know what you guys got coming up. What do we have here? Andrea, yes. Let's see here. They got Kevin K, who will be sharing some military experience and what he's been doing to support others. Cool. Music art, Frank Gonzalez. Nice, very nice. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you, Andrea. Appreciate that. Listen, everybody, we got some big things coming up here the next couple of weeks between now and actually the end of the year. And I'm really stoked about the new website that's coming up. And if you want to contribute, you want to be a part of our HMG family, jump on, send us a message and let us know. You can email us at info@heroesmediagroup.com. Let us know whether you have a show, you want to do a show, maybe you want to write an article, whatever the case is. Send us an email. let us know. In the meantime, get off the phone, get off the internet, get outside this weekend. Um, help your neighbor. That's all I got. Till next week. God bless you. God bless America. I'll see you guys next week. Take care.